It began on a quiet night in March 1984 in the suburbs of Osaka, Japan. Two masked men armed with guns broke into the home of Katsuhisa Ezaki. Ezaki wasn't just any homeowner. He was the CEO of Glico, one of the largest confectionery companies in the world, the makers of Pocky. The intruders didn't ask for jewelry or cash. Instead, they dragged the CEO out of his bathtub, naked and dripping wet, bound him, and shoved him into a car. They held him hostage in a warehouse, demanding a ransom of 1 billion yen and 100 kilograms of gold bullion. But 3 days later, Ezaki managed to escape. He ran for help, the police arrived, and the public breathed a sigh of relief. They assumed the ordeal was over. They were wrong. The kidnapping was just the opening act of a bizarre theater of crime that would terrorize Japan for 17 months. The kidnappers weren't done. They were just getting started. And they gave themselves a name straight out of a pulp villain novel: The Monster with 21 Faces. Usually, criminals try to stay hidden. The Monster with 21 Faces did the exact opposite. They wanted an audience. After the CEO's escape, the group began sending taunting letters to the police and major newspapers. These weren't hastily scrawled ransom notes. They were long, typed manifestos written in a mocking, distinct Osaka dialect. They criticized the police investigation, gave hints about their next moves, and cracked jokes. In one famous letter addressed to the police, they wrote, "Dear stupid police officers, don't lie. All crimes begin with a lie, as we say in Japan. Don't you know that?" They torched cars at the Glico headquarters. They sent containers of hydrochloric acid to the company. They threatened to poison the company's products unless they were paid. Glico's stock price plummeted, and the company lost millions. But then, the Monster got bored. They sent a letter declaring they had forgiven Glico. But the relief was short-lived. The Monster simply turned its attention to the next victims: Morinaga, Marudai Ham, and House Foods. The terror reached its peak in October 1984. The Monster sent letters to news agencies, declaring that they had placed 20 boxes of cyanide-laced candy on store shelves across the Kansai region. Panic swept the nation. This was every parent's nightmare. But the Monster with 21 Faces did something strange. They weren't trying to kill people blindly. They labeled the poisoned packages. They put stickers on the tainted candy boxes that read, "Danger contains poison. You'll die if you eat this." The Monster with 21 Faces. It was a psychological game. They wanted to show they could kill and that they controlled the food supply. The strategy worked. Stores pulled all Morinaga products from the shelves. Factories shut down. The police mobilized over 100,000 officers, the largest manhunt in Japanese history, to find the culprits. They found nothing. No fingerprints. No DNA. Just more mocking letters. Despite the lack of physical evidence, there were close calls. On 2 separate occasions, police spotted a suspicious man during ransom money drop-offs. He was described as a well-built man with short, curly hair and distinct, narrow eyes. The press dubbed him the Fox-Eyed Man. In one heart-pounding incident, an investigator on a train locked eyes with this man. The Fox-Eyed Man realized he was being tailed and managed to slip into a crowd and vanish at a busy station. The police were inches away from catching the face of the terror, but he slipped through their fingers like smoke. The failure to catch the Fox-Eyed Man devastated the police force. The public was losing faith. The Monster was winning. The pressure became too much. In August 1985, the police superintendent of Shiga Prefecture, Yamamoto, could no longer bear the shame of failing to catch the gang. On the day he was supposed to retire, he walked into his backyard, doused himself in kerosene, and set himself on fire. His suicide shocked the nation, and surprisingly, it shocked the criminals. 5 days later, the Monster with 21 Faces sent their final letter. It was different from the others. It read, "The police superintendent of Shiga Prefecture died. How stupid of him. We decided to give our condolences. We decided to forget about torturing food companies. If anyone blackmails any of the food companies, it's not us but someone copying us. We are the bad guys." That means we've got more to do other than bullying companies. It's fun to lead a bad man's life." And with that, they vanished. The harassment stopped. The letters ceased. No one was ever charged. In the year 2000, the statute of limitations for the kidnapping of the Glyco CEO expired. Even if the monster walked into a police station today and confessed, they could not be prosecuted. Who were they?